Welcome everybody to Dare versus mTw, your final match of day number 1 of the international preliminary games. Oh my god, we have all been waiting months, for some of us even a whole year since the international one, and this is the true international for me. TI1 was great, but the hero pool is bigger, all the teams are prepared, so much action, and frankly Valve has just done a lot more to bring these games to you guys. A lot of people watching client, even more than we're casting to on the live stream, and we still have a couple thousand there. Going strong. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is Luminous, the one, the only, and together we are LD. We are David and David from dotacommentaries.com. Man, you know my brain's fried. It has been about 12 hours of casting. Looks like we have at least an hour or so ahead of us. Dear God, I hope these teams don't last. I hope this is not a 90-minute game, although I kind of hope it is too, because that would be a perfectly epic way to end it. Lumi, welcome to the cast. Well, I guess you should be welcoming me, but we see some unusual bands here. Broodmother and Wisp, for me, are the two big ones. Very Dare or tailored bands, but this leaves a lot of stuff open.
Yeah, Wisp is such a respect band against Dare. There's one of the only few teams that's been really employing Wisp and making it work. I know EJ's been trying it a lot and it's been fairly decent, but not many team is getting it banned in the first stage of the game. That just shows how good Wisp is. It's in the company of a Broodmother, Darkseer, Naga Siren. That's some OP heroes. But for now, mTw does not even think about it and they snap up in Lycanthrope immediately.
Prophet, Lycan coming up the board, Tinker as well. We've seen it. Tinker can be such a good way to deal with that Lycan. We'll have to see if it's enough though. It's a lot to give away. Sam came to pick as well. No stuns picked up for Dare. That is the weakness of the Tinker Prophet opening. You get some amazing global control, you get some great push and anti-push, but you do not get direct engagement heroes, at least not without the items. mTw get a bunch of direct engagement heroes. Rubik and Sand King picked up to back up that Lycanthrope. Really good start for both teams. It's just for Dare, you know, they're normally more of the aggressive kill you style team. This is an mTw. It's an mTw draft coming out from Dare right now.
It really is, and we'll see how it progresses, because again, you could have the same heroes, but you could play ultra aggressive, you know, instead of the Midas mech on the Nature's Prophet. Hey, it could be just a Necro Book into a crits rush. I don't know, I'm just throwing items out there. It's late, but sure, it's the same hero, but under there, they could be playing a lot more aggressively, so we watch out for that. But Lycanthrope is a person that's drawing the most attention, especially against a team that has basically no stun. Leshrac has one, but it's not really reliable. There's a Sprout, but you know, Lycanthrope definitely is going to have a Quelling Blade. We'll see how this draft goes, but do you look towards Dare to pick up a couple more very, very reliable stuns?
Yeah, whether it's a Ravage, maybe even a Panda, although he's a bit more farm intensive than someone like Tidehunter. Even Earthshaker wouldn't be a bad choice. That's, to me, that's the potential trap for Dare. You want something to set up Leshrac, yes. But you don't want to pick someone who's too farm dependent, because you have a Prophet and a Tinker who are going to be taking a lot of that farm, going to be pushing the lanes. They require a lot, and they're bound to take it with their ultimates, with the Martial Machine spam. You can do some ancient stacking, you can try and farm that. But we've seen mTw very prepared for ancient stacking, warding that off very early in the previous game. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see them do it again here. So for Dare, what do you pick? You need something to set up Leshrac, you need a big AoE stun, or maybe a spammable single target stun. Maybe something like Beastmaster would be a good fit here. You could throw Prophet in the jungle, Tinker in the safe lane, or maybe even Tinker mid and Leshrac in the safe lane. I think that's the way to go. It fits Dare's playstyle as well, but is that what they want to do?
It's a hero that they're very comfortable with. I think Shadow Demon deserve a mention as well. It's a support that I definitely need. The good old support, Shadow Demon, Disruption, and Leshrac follow-up. And we've seen it so many times in the past. Ironically, we don't see it too much anymore. And they're thinking a little bit about it. It's going to be a Windrunner. Well, I mean, it can be a reliable stun when you have a good player, or it could kind of just blank.
Well, she's a very stable hero. You can just sort of plant her in the lane and expect that lane to survive. The one thing I'll say is she's great against Lycan. Wind Run, so we can't auto-attack her. Shackle Shot can really ruin him, especially the Wolves chasing as a pack hero and summons. All of a sudden, the strength in numbers is turned against you. We'll have to see if it works out that way. But on paper, it can be a decent counter. It's just so many heroes that need farm and levels right now, and still no reliable setup. Where are they going to find it from?
I'm not too sure. I mean, both teams are kind of lacking in setup. I feel like Rubik, Telekinesis, Sanking before the Blink Dagger, it's not too reliable. Shackle Shot, we talked about that. And of course, I mean, Nature Prophet, this is a Sprout and a Split Earth. Yeah, both teams really lacking on it. But as the item is being added upon, if you get a 4-staff or a Blink on Rubik, Telekinesis becomes a very good single target lockdown. We know what Sanking can do with the Blink Dagger. Of course, built-in Blink on Queen of Pain. You blink in there and drop a Scythe Vice. And, I mean, yeah, on both sides, if you add enough items, if this game goes late enough, both teams will actually get like, a lot of good initiation. But for now, you know, minute 2, minute 3 in the game, both people, it's going to just really depend on skill, landing those stuns. And in the beginnings of that last game, right, there versus mTw, there was a lot of high skill play early, so I know it's all there. But let's see if it's going to land or not. It's going to be mTw picking up a Bounty Hunter.
Oh, I like it. I like this pick a lot because you're up against Tinker, you're up against Prophet. They want to spread the map. They want to be farming off on their own. That's generally how they're played. And guess what? Bounty Hunter is always that +1 available to set things up. Gives the team that already has a lot of mobility with the Lycan, the Sand King, Burrow Strike, possibly a Blink Dagger down the road. Rubik, maybe a 4-staff down the road for him. Queen of Pain, we know about her mobility. They're all going to be running fast as lightning. The weakness of this hero, of course, is he cannot stop pushing. He normally gets thrown into the offlane. He normally doesn't get much farmer levels. That's okay. But if he loses the towers early, we might even see what we saw in that DK game, which is just towers being mowed down left, right, and center. Dare have that kind of a lineup. And I'm not sure it'll shake out that way, but there is potential for it to do so. Tidehunter falls to the final pick. A hero that would not have been bad for mTw's lineup either, but dare to snag it. Tidehunter last pick, he's actually been a lot more relevant than that. Normally not available so late in the draft. This sets everything up quite well if he can get 6.
Yeah, most of the players are playing the same hero that they did last game, and what I mean is that Funix playing the Tidehunter artstyle on the Leshrac once again. Goblin now going to be playing Nature's Prophet. He was the support player on the Enchantress last time, so I'm assuming a little bit of a jungling build. He has a lot of clarity, so it's looking good so far. G is going to be on the Tinker. And lastly, we have Mag on the long lane as always on the Windrunner.
Meanwhile, over on the mTw side, funzii will be handling the Bounty Hunter. Stout Shield picked up. Kebap will be on that Rubik. 4 heroes grouped up, heading towards bottom lane. Sockshka going to be playing the Sand King. Stout Shield for him as well. Synderen rushing the bottle. Synderen on Queen of Pain. I don't know if I've ever seen this, actually. Certainly a hero he knows how to play. I don't know if I've seen him played in a pro game. It's just they normally put him into a hero who can provide a little bit more utility. Lockdown heroes like Invoker. We'll see how he makes it work. Even Enigma is another hero that we've seen him play when he handles that solo role. But it's effing mad. The final player has not been introduced yet. 4 Clarities and a Quelling Blade. Almost certainly going to be in the jungle playing the Lycan.
Yep. Both teams with the respective jungler. I imagine this is going to be somewhat of a passive game. funzii should have an okay time on the top lane, although as I say that, it is a Tide, it is a Leshrac. If they do have detection, which you see Funnick, 2 Sentry Wards available, I mean, it's got to be somewhat careful. The Bounty Hunters can't get too out of position. But on the bot lane, though, what is Mag going to be facing up against? It's going to be a Sand King, which is not going to have the easiest time harassing the Windrunner off the lane. And who is the supporting cast? This is Kebap. So this is going to be not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, this lane can actually kill Windrunner very early. They have 2 ways to cancel her Windrunner, or essentially make it useless, I should say. Telekinesis will prevent her from running away. Burrow Strike will stun her while she's trying to do so. And then you can start to set things up. Look at the trap that Dare have created top. This is what I have my eyes on. Sentry Ward already placed down in the lane. Observer Ward past it. They want to know if Bounty Hunter's up here. But guess what? You ain't finding this Bounty Hunter because funzii is going to be doing a little bit of jungle harassment. Maybe trying to steal some of the creeps from Goblin. I love it. I think it's the much smarter play. Definitely not what we normally see.
This is freaking ladder. Warcraft 3 ladder. This is what we call a creep jack. My god, are we gonna see this in Dota too?
Well, Blade Master, yeah,
yeah,
right.
Blade Master creep jack. Now, one thing that funzii can be doing also is, I've seen this in public games mostly, but just go into between tier 2 and tier 1 tower and see that courier come by and just kill the courier, steal the bottle. I know this is some big pub tactic, but I mean, funzii's not in the lane right now, so.
Oh man, bottom lane, Kebap took Fade Bolt at level 1. They get a lot of damage on a mag. I think with Telekinesis, that's the first blood, especially because Sockshka had enough mana for another Burrow Strike. I really don't like that skill choice at level 1, especially you know it's going to be an offlane windrunner just from the lineup, or even a prophet, but either way here you can kill. Still, they're going to make another go. Mag has to be careful. A lot of auto attacks will be coming his way. He is getting nothing in this lane. Bounty Hunter not getting anything either just yet, but he can maybe steal some creeps while in Viz. Is there another Sentry Ward? There is, and that's something he's got to be careful about. A single Gush, Split Earth, Edict, he will fall with the Sentry Ward there.
And when it comes down to bottle timing, synderen gets his first G. Is not even 600 gold on him right now, so synderen maybe playing on a hero that we don't see him play too much, definitely can play, and it's playing it very, very well. In terms of last hits, 6 on G right now. synderen has 8 and a couple of denies as well, but back on top lane, funzii getting ushered off.
Middle lane, like he talked about, it's synderen having a good time. The thing about Tinker, though, is even though he is behind in terms of that bottle, he can catch up so easily with Ancient stacking, if that's how he goes. And right now it's 1 point in each. I almost want to call it the Bulba build, because just because I've seen him do this the most. Get at least 1 point in laser, then you go back, and but it's really just the standard Tinker build, with going for the... My mind is falling apart. It is putty at the moment, but yeah, going for rockets as well as March. But yeah, he can catch up farming the Ancients, and we already see them being stacked by Mag. Mag can get some experience from this as well. So I think even though Mag's being shut down, there's going to be a little bit more room for him to catch up because there's Tinker on the team to give him that opening.
Ooh, funzii's actually jungling against this Centaur, and to be honest, this Centaur is doing a big number. Funny coming around. If he seals us with Gush, oh no, funzii's going to give the Centaur. Maybe he's going to turn around, but there is Sentry Wards up on Funnick, so he can't get too close. Yeah, Funnick's going to steal the Centaur, and Bounty Hunter's having a good day.
You know, it was such an early Sentry Ward, they wanted the first blood right away, but because they don't get the kill, and because it's so early, it's going to be gone soon. They have 1 more to drop, but then you have to start spending more gold to try and kill Bounty Hunter. That's the beauty of the Bounty Hunter pick. He does force that additional expenditure out of the supports. Yes, pros are always prepared. Yes, they will buy their Sentry Wards, but you still got to spend gold to get them. funzii hitting level 2. On the bottom lane, it's Mag, still level 1. The lane is being pushed, and I'm really surprised, to be honest, that Dare is doing this right now, because they're not really threatening the tower just yet. There's no raid of Basilius, there is Edict, but the creep's being pulled back by funzii. They don't have a little bit extra to tank up right now. If Prophet joined this push, that's where they could get the tower, but so far, they're not doing it. Edict on the tower, Glyph is forced, but the level is just not there for Mag right now.
And that's definitely giving funzii the level. He turns 3 just from that small push, and now he could be a little bit more aggressive. He's also going for the 1-1-1 build. A Shuriken Toss, I'm not too sure if he's going to level that one up. We've seen players sometimes going for the Janata Max. We've seen players go for the Shuriken Toss. Whatever the case might be, we'll see how he adjusts as a laning stage go. But Mag, still level 1, and that's kind of the big issue here. There's nobody pushing his lane, and he's not getting a lot of EXP.
And they're giving up a lot else as well. fckingmad is free farming in the jungle. 0 pressure being applied towards him. synderen having good time mid. He's got the Hasterin in the bottle. He's got the boots picked up. He is just about even. Goes in on G. Hasterin is available. There's the laser to deter any sort of aggression. Really important to get that single point, especially against a hero like Queen of Pain. synderen getting close to 6. Once he hits 6, March Tinker will not be too much of a threat. You can look to dive him with the ult and get a solo kill. Look for synderen to attempt that, and if he can find it, that will be absolutely huge.
funzii in position right now, perhaps trying to set up that kill. I think all they really need is a slow on against G. Here comes a creep wave. It's going to be a big wraparound for funzii, but this is where first blood might actually happen. No track, of course. Nope, funzii's not going to go here. Perhaps trying to jack more creeps. He's waiting for the second cooldown of his Shadow Walk. funzii's just, I don't want to say wasting a lot of time, because he can't really do too much of anything on the top lane anyways. But he's being very patient. Wow, it's going to be a big dive. funzii's not going to do too much. Marching Machine gets dropped right now. Sonic Wave. Oh, the right click here. Oh, they're not going to get the kill. At least not yet. G dodging around, juking around. Marching Machine doing a big number. And
are you serious?
Oh my god, that's a double with the March. G says, hello, welcome to Seattle.
They call him God Kill Them All for a reason, because he did just that. Laser on the Lycan, no Shrieking Toss from funzii, double kill for G, and when you send 3 mid, when you have a Hasterin on your quap, how the hell does that happen? Amazing play, bit of a slip up there from mTw. You can't give G that kind of a start, man. You just can't do it.
Wow, and I remember you were saying, man, Marching Machine Tinker will have no chance, but he showed them something. He showed them that big March.
Like that, I mean, if you're Barry Sanders, then yes, you always have a chance. God damn, those were some sick moves.
Oh man, now funzii's going to be getting some farm on the top lane here. Artstyle actually pushing very aggressively. The edict damage being applied to the creeps tower, not tanking too much of that. And funzii going to be popping a skeletal walk. Once again, he's actually leveling up Shuriken Toss. And of course, Shuriken Toss scales very well from level 1 to 2, so a lot of players do get it. But no idea what it's actually going to max it though.
You know, I wouldn't even mind him maxing it because you don't really want to run into the middle of Dare's lineup. You kind of want to be on the sideline. This is not a game where Bounty Hunter can charge in. Edict in particular will ruin him. Goes for the deny. Gush is there. Is there a Sentry Ward? There is not. So he gets away with one. funzii doing a good job there. Checking heroes' inventories, I'm sure, before he makes the go. By the way, look at this ancient stack right now. This is getting pretty filthy. It's time for Tinker to come farm these. Leshrac, Artstyle, down to 20 health. What the hell happened to him? funzii comes in, Prophet ult, or excuse me, Goblin comes in with the ult, snipes off funzii. I look away from top for 1 second. I look up top at the screen, and all of a sudden it's Artstyle with literally no green in his health bar, but somehow he lives and funzii dies.
And now, because of all the death happening on the Radiant side, Dire is leading by 2,000 gold. EXP is somewhat even. The question is how quickly Sock is going to get his Blink Dagger. I believe in a game like this, Sock is a player, and he has a hero to turn the game around. Imagine double Shackle Shots hitting every single time, and that's what a Blink Dagger will do for his tanking. Also, because he's getting a lot of farm, he is going to be hitting level 11 very soon. So when he picks up that Blink, it's going to be big epicenter. It's not too far off. He's not too far off. He already has the arcane finish, 1,000 go away. But for now, he might be sensing. Yeah, he might be having some gank coming his way.
Yeah, this is a very fat Sand Cane, and especially with fckingmad to follow up with the big damage, that Burrow Strike can be absolutely devastating. Charge in from sockshka, thinking about making it go. Funnick smoked up in the back lines with the Ravage available, or yeah, he is smoked. I thought maybe he had an Invisor, but he is in fact smoked, so has to choose his moment to attack wisely. Synderen, level 7, could maybe look to assassinate G middle lane. I really think a Scream in the ult, he could just do it. But it's going to be close, and of course that laser. I mean, this is where you got burnt once, you touch the stove, do you try and touch it again, Lumi, or are you done? Are you just not going to cook anymore?
Well, he's going to be cooking, but not right now. I think not right now. That Sonic Wave is going to be absolutely big. One thing that's a little bit shame for Synderen is he does not have that teleport scroll. And there's a couple guys gathering on the bot lane. A big TP could really turn the gank around. With that regen rune, he's basically using Scream whenever he's coming off cooldown to get a farm. There you go. You see that teleport scroll on the stash. Exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a big part of Queen of Pain play because she's such a good counter ganker. A lot of times, the enemy heroes diving your tower, you get a triple because you TP in like that. But I think the action right now is happening in the Ancient camp. She's doing some big work right here.
And look at Mag, he was level 2, now he's up to 4. He's probably going to hit 5 off of this stack. And G is getting his gold. And G already has level 7, which is really the key level for Tinker. I mean, you want to get a lot more, but that's where you can start to farm quickly. Everything else, uh-oh, G. Gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful here. I think he's gonna be okay, but it's really, this is the part where, like, you just want to kill the damn stack. I've been in this situation before in pub, because you know if you leave... Oh man, you can't stop the talk, because then you miss him almost dying. But it's gonna mean Mag gets this creep instead, which is actually a big deal. Max boots travel if he kills it.
Mag's almost dying to these creeps either. These creeps don't mess around, they do big damage. But for now, again, Sanking, he's getting the farm. He'll probably have it at 8.5, as well as 2k gold for his blink. And the question is, will mTw start ganking party all over the map? Or are they gonna continue to farm?
Yeah, I'm not sure. G heads up top now. funzii, we've seen this before when you kill Bounty Hunter's tower early. If you relieve the pressure on the lane, then he catches up. He gets a lot of levels. Level 7 for funzii, and Phase Boots picked up. Maxed out the Shuriken Toss, going for the burst damage. And up against Tinker, up against Prophet, and even Artstyle and Leshrac. A lot of heroes you want to kill fast before they can send their spells, before they can be big contributors in team fights. It's not a bad build. But yeah, that getting that tower early, it can be a double-edged sword. You talked about it even in the pregame. We talk about it every time we see a bounty hunter since that game happened because it's really surprising to me. It's something you wouldn't expect to happen, but it does time and again.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening to an anti-mage, basically a melee farmer that can't really get things going, and then the enemy team knocks down the tower, which generally means bad news, but you just basically give them the room to farm, which isn't too bad. fckingmad, another hero that we haven't talked about too much, has his Vlad's finish, going to be working on the medallion. Same thing with Prophet. He's been joining with fights, but has a Midas, is going to be going for the 4-staff. Action happening on the bot here. Marching Machine not doing enough. Well, it might be if the glyph is going to be popped like this. Wrath of Nature going to be helping out as well. Look at fckingmad. He's so low.
And the tower gets denied. I believe no blink and Sockshka seals it. Are you kidding me? Oh, what a sick play. Top lane, it's Goblin running for his life. funzii, good damage. Not going to be enough. That blink auto attack. Oh man, Dare never saw that one coming. I can tell you that right now.
And I barely saw that one coming myself. I got the latter half of that one. funzii is looking for kills. I love the fact that once he hits level 6, level 7, he's just constantly roaming around. But unfortunately, if you're going for the Shuriken build, your mana is a big issue. He has a very small pull. If you're using Track and Shadow Walk endlessly, does not have the mana for a Shuriken toss. So look towards him to get a drum, perhaps a bottle for his mana needs. But for now, he's basically dry at this point. He's going for a little bit CS. I love the phase build though. Between phase as well as Track, you're basically moving at 522, and that's really where you want to be constantly.
It also makes your Janata hit so much harder. And I mean, the nice thing about treads, the main reason you get it on Bounty Hunter is for bottle micro. So you get the bottle, then you switch to agility treads, and then you get so much more out of your charges. But in this game, he's not going for it. They're going to have Arcane Boots on Sand King. They'll probably have probably a pair on Rubik eventually. So I don't really think he needs the bottle. Plus, funzii is just farming for a large chunk of this game. And that's okay to me. I think mTw, they might be better off just farming, because really trying to push against Dare is virtually impossible. March alone shut down that push bottom. God forbid a Ravage hits, God forbid any of the other AoE is going their way. March was stolen by Rubik.
Ooh.
Oh, this is a big spell to steal. Unfortunately, you cannot rearm it, but even one way March, very powerful.
Without rearming, it really lacks that allure, I suppose. But it's still a very good spell. I mean, again, I still remember that double kill back in the mid lane. But you were talking about the Ravage, and my question is, will mTw all go for BKBs? I mean, Queen of Pain's a good BKB holder. funzii definitely could buy a BKB. funzii's going to go for the drums, by the way. Sock could go for a BKB after Blink. Definitely Lycan's going to go for a BKB, right? A 4 BKB team, a 3 BKB team, what is the Dire going to do against it?
Well, March will go through it in terms of the damage, but yeah, aside from that, Artstyle will be useless, Shackle Shot won't work, Power Shot won't work, nothing will work. It's not just the Ravage, although that's the most important spell. It's all the other ones as well, but fckingmad, 1200 gold in the bank, even he is still a ways away from a BKB. It's going to be a drum for Bounty Hunter first, Artstyle TP's in top, it's going to look to defend that tower. Bottom lane, epicenter for G, once G, Sockshka, big dive, not going to find him. And G is getting close to that 4-staff, in fact 300 gold away, and that's going to make the next kill attempt a lot harder. Epicenter blown, unfortunately only level 1. Normally, a Sankey with this quick of a Blink Dagger can easily solo kill off a Tinker, but just not able to do so here.
funzii, he's looking for the solo kills. He's constantly in Shadow Walk, but really not finding an opening. But Sand King comes back. He missed the epicenter, or he wasn't able to kill the epicenter, and he just comes back. Sorry for missing that one. Sock, perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, back in the top lane here, action happening up. Artstyle being chased upon. There's a Track. There's a if Janata hits right there, it's gonna be it. But they don't want to dive. They don't want to dive.
Really think they should have chased for that one, at least force some TPs and then back off. But they're going to play it safe. That is the mTw way most of the time. And Dare is a team that love to drop 3-4 TPs and try and just wipe you if you ever dare to dive their towers. They are Dare, after all. So it's in the name, man. It's in the name. And, well, how are we doing in terms of golden experience? Just such a passive game. 4 kills in 15 minutes. This is feeling... Is this European Dota we're watching?
No,
is
man.
This Dare Dota we're watching?
I think
does not feel like it.
I think Chinese Dota is just getting a bad rep. If you're actually watching the game, the European games have, like, no kills. They're just all tower pushes. There's actually just no hero kills.
Maybe that's why we see the Chinese doing very well in this match. Blink and Burrow Strike on the Mag in the middle lane. Sockshka pulled back. There's your Track. This is the kind of kill that mTw won. Shackle not gonna latch. What a juke away by funzii. Profitable bounces in. Mag so low, not dead. Sockshka thought he had him. Another wave of rockets. Dodges that one with the Sandstorm. Great play. They are really having to work for these kills. Even though they find one, it's gonna be hard to push because they have that profit, because the Tinker got a wave of March off before returning to base. Wait, he just died. Did he buy back?
No, he didn't.
No, he died bottom a while ago. Never mind.
Yeah, a while back. effing mad. He's looking for artstyle. There's a minus armor. The wolves doing some work. I mean, look at it was just a couple hits, and now the ultimate gets popped from effing mad. He saw the splitter earth being used, and he just went for it, but not going to chase in the tower range. Maybe he was hoping for some big crits that never came. It is going to be a point booster build here for Sand King. Now, some players like to go for the full axe. Some players just want to get the point booster and go for a different item. Really can't tell until he starts to invest in it a little bit more.
funzii is just not leaving the enemy jungle right now. He has been sitting up mid, up bottom lane. It's a blink away from sockshka. Blinks right into G though. Shackle shot will be latching. Synderen drops in, drops the ultimate. Ravage on 2. March doing massive damage right now. Goblin sprout onto Synderen. 2 more right click. Synderen gets the double, but he will pay. Funnick gets the double of his own. 2 for 2. Ravage was used. That is the big cooldown spell, but now comes to push top. mTw looking to get a little bit more, looking to punish the use of that Ravage. Without it, it's going to be real hard for Dare to defend. More importantly, Tinker and Prophet are dead, so if there was ever time to push, this is it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful trade. They got off the Ravage. They traded a Synderen and a Sand King basically for the 2 hardest farmer on the enemy side. They got a tier 1 out of that, and it was a 2v4 engagement. It was a beautiful trade on the Radiant side. Now, I'm still waiting for funzii to really contribute in a big way, either by tracking a lot and earning team gold, or basically just being a nuisance by constantly harassing hero. I don't think he has done too much of anything, to be honest.
He hasn't. He's been farming a lot. He's got a drum of endurance up. He's got phase boots. You don't pick Bounty Hunter to farm all game. If you want to do that, there are definitely better hero options. So it's time for him to get involved. Will it be easy to do so? Probably not, but it's certainly possible. They've got some other heroes with good chasing power. Blink Dagger on Sand King, with that tower being knocked down mid, the tier 1 there, the tier 1 top, the tier 1 bottom, there's a lot more room for the Radiant to maneuver. And we actually look at the vision for the Radiant right now. It is fantastic. You just want to hit F2 on your keyboard. They have so much room to maneuver around. I really think this is a great time. I'm glad you brought it up. funzii needs to get involved, and he also has the position on the map to be able to do so. Well,
they're looking to break down this tier 1 right now. Ravage is not available, and the tower is going to get denied. Yes, Queen of Pain does get off the deny, and look at the huge epicenter. I talked about how it's going to be a big turnaround, and it is. The haste rune just adding insult to injury. The track, and now NG trying to get off the second layer of the margin machine. A Man-Fire breaking out here. Shackle shot does hit. Unfortunately, the mag really on the run. G doing a lot of work, but the rocket, the stray rocket, drive-by kill from G. He's trying to run the burrow strike the 3rd time in a row, still getting killed. Sock not gonna get shackled up. The laser though on Synderen. Synderen very low. Any power shots? No power shots. Mag trying to run. Mag just nowhere to run to, and that is gonna be a kill. I thought that power shot was gonna snipe Synderen, and that's why my voice jumped a little bit. Oh my god.
It was close. There's nowhere to go but up right now for mTw. Look at that freaking gold graph, man. They are up now by about 3k gold, and it's all in the span of, no, sorry, more like 4k. And it's all from that fight, the track on multiple heroes by funzii. He needed to get involved, and boy did he get involved.
Well, back in the mid lane there, Sock getting position. I don't think he's really, yeah, he's just wanted a little bit of creep kills here. Ooh, pops a dust here. Funnick wants to go for it. Unfortunately, was he even going to invest his Ravage for it?
He popped his wand a little bit late. I think he forgot he had the wand for just a split second there. I'm not sure the Ravage is something he could afford to use on a solo kill. Sockshka also buyback, and if you blow Ravage on him and he buys back, that's immediately going to be 4 or 5 heroes bearing down mid. fckingmad is not participating in these fights at all. There's got to be a Necro 3 on the career. In fact, there is. Get lucky with my guesses here, but yeah, Necro 3 up for fckingmad. Big item pickup, still not 16. That is the core level for him that he needs to get. The low cooldown on the ultimate. Roshan is the objective now. Both teams turn their attention to it like clockwork. It's kind of funny how both teams just sort of magically realize that there's a Roshan and decide it's the perfect time to start maneuvering for it. Track onto the bottom lane, onto G. He's going to TP out. And Dare just don't have the burst damage to bring down Roshan. They're a bit lacking in physical DPS, to be perfectly honest. They're going to try. This could be a big mistake. Epicenter available on sockshka. Oh, this is dangerous. He's going to go in by himself. This is really bold. Gush onto him. Are they going to give chase? Sandstorm, Ravage available, not used. Gets away. I feel a narrowly escaped death there was what happened for him. And the ward gets dropped in the river. Dare still want this. They want it bad, man. Maybe too bad.
Well, I mean, they have the Diabolic Edict. I'm very surprised that artstyle's not using it. Here comes a March. Here comes a Rocket. How do you run into this? As long as Tinker has mana, which he does not anymore, he will just prevent you from running in. The Creequilibrium slowly pushing in from top and mid as well. So right now the Radiant can't stay for too much, but if you're opening up like that, two-man Burrow Strike, Sonic Wave, Funnic trying to drop off his Ravage. He's telekinesis up in the air, finally drops the Ravage before that. Kebab's low, effing Mad's low, so is Sock. Sock channeling that ultimate right now, will find one, but just one. He's running through the march, he will go down. G getting a lot of kill, double kills to be exact. Synderen blinks up, he's following G. G is gonna go down. Synderen dominating the streak, double kill for himself as well. But now at the end of the fight, effing Mad, he's alive, he's got the wolves, he's got the lifesteal, he could go in. But no, he turns back. Too dangerous of a move.
Dare do a buyback on their Tinker. Probably not going to use it. In the end, mTw, it looks like a good fight. Really, they get 4 kills. They only lose 2. Maybe they lost 3. Maybe someone just respawned. But either way, they only lose a couple. They don't get Roshan, though. And Derek can just go right back and start chopping away at it. And this time around, there won't be an Epicenter. There won't be a Queen of Pain ultimate. Likewise, there won't be a Ravage. But I feel at this point, March of the Machines is by far the strongest non-ultimate ability on the map. So if they just start spamming it down, layer upon layer of it, without the Epicenter, without those big AoE ultimates, I don't know how mTw actually punch through the defenses here.
Yeah,
but they're going to try.
This is a very good time to get the Aegis either on artstyle or on G because they're very close to the next big item. But here we go, they're trying for this one. Effing Matt sending his wolf in for the scout. He does have Necrobook, so he's not just a pops his ultimate Necrobook, everything right now. Effing Matt down to half, he gets laser, whole bunch of spell driving Effing Matt back, but it's the Pulse Nova that's doing the big damage right now. Synderen forcing the blink out. Nobody's dead at the moment. Everybody, actually I take that back. Effing Matt is the person that died.
It was the March. It was the March of Machines.
Wow.
Absolutely chewed them apart, as well as artstyle, like you mentioned, doing the big damage. So they get one. They don't have the Lycan, though. They don't have the physical damage. I still think they can win fights here, as long as Tinker's alive. But I don't think they can win them convincingly enough to get Roshan, unless mTw decide to run in and get picked off, which maybe they will. Goblin TP's in. Sprout on an enemy teammate, an enemy teammate, an ally teammate is what I mean to say. Trans created, Edict going onto Roshan. Oh, Goblin! Thrown onto the hill. Fortunately for them, it's a Prophet. He can TP out in just a couple moments' time, or use the TP scroll now, or 4-step down. Funzii, shackled to a tree. This is bad. If they lose 2, that might be enough. Everybody wanting to come up for mTw. Sockshka spotted out by a Sentry Ward, will be forced to run away. He's got Epicenter. He would love to somehow ninja his way around behind the pit, blink it with a huge ultimate, and just wipe Dare. But good luck doing that when this Tidehunter is all over your case.
Well, here's the thing. You talked about the lack of physical DPS. I talked about not using Edict. Whatever the case might be, they're just not killing the Roshan. They had more than enough time, ample of time, but they just can't do it. Sock giving driven away by funding on the top lane. All those ultimate one Roshan fight ago has cooldown. Effing Mad is back for a 3rd time in a row. Here we go. Wolf form gets popped. He wants to run straight in. Ravage, it will hit everybody. Sanking so low, and Sonic Wave will bring down Mag. Yes, Mag gets right click down, but the Marcher Machine, it's doing work. Effing Mad fighting against Roshan. Man fight it up. He's gonna grab the Aegis, so he snatch it up. Really, and now he's going to go for Go Black. As I say that though, their G is back. Wolf form is out, and he's actually going to get brought down quickest Aegis use ever. But the Wolves unable to get the kill because of Marching Machine. Another thing, here comes Funzii. Is he tracking? Is he phasing in? No, he's just tracking. Not going to get this Rukent off against the Tide.
Ravage was stolen by Rubik in that fight. He hit everyone on Dare. Aegis also jacked by the Lycan. Sure, he loses it, but I gotta say for mTw, great fight for them. Ravage is down right now, and that is the most important spell for Dare as far as the ults go. So with that down, mTw can be aggressive. Level 17 on Lycan, that claimed as well. The ult is very spammable for him now. 1200 gold in the bank. His next item not too far off. Sight Device on Queen of Pain, pretty close as well. Synderen, I believe, yeah, he bought back, so that's going to delay it. But he's still only 900 gold away. If they get the tier 2 mid or any of the other tier 2s, that's pretty much going to secure it for him. Or just a couple minutes farm. The big thing as well is they remove Roshan as a threat. They steal it. You know, sure, they lose a couple heroes, buybacks are used. But now they don't have to worry about Dare getting their grubby little paws on it.
Yeah, and Dare was trying so hard to get a G on the top lane, perhaps in a little bit of trouble, because you know Sanking can be nearby. Oh, they are going to meet up, and Funzii is in position. Oh, the Force Staff is going to have to be used very early. There's a track and Shuriken toss, but the TP in from Funnic. Marcher Machine doing a big number on Sock, so he has to back off. I'm going to teleport here against Kebab. Kebab, does he have Force? No, he's not. Oh no, Kebab. Actually, the Force Staff, or the Power Shot missing. Kebab is going to go down regardless. Leshrac gets that kill. Leshrac, by the way, with Bloodstone finish. 7 charges so far on it. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, though, Synderen doing some pressure.
This is the point in the game where synderen says, guys, stop feeding. I just want to get my site device. Thank you very much in advance. It's a plate mail for G, meanwhile, the other hero who could build a site device. Well, the primary one after that Prophet, I suppose. And he's going for a Shiva, so normally an item you get when you want to stall the game, maybe, you know, provides you AoE, but mostly just gives you ridiculous split push. Drop a Shiva's charge, drop March of the Machine, Creep Wave will instantly melt. Does give you some good AoE damage. Also a nice item to have versus Lycan, and as well as the Bounty Hunter, those right-click physical DPS dealers, Shiva's aura will help deal with them.
You really think it should be Cypher Vice instead, though?
Well, it's just the item you normally see. I'm not saying it should be. What do you think?
I think it should. I mean, right now there's 0 BKB on anybody on the team. Sand King, Bounty Hunter, as well as Queen of Pain, they might do a lot of damage if you give them an option to, but a quick Cypher Vice is a free kill. And I mean, we've seen the infinite Cypher Vice, right? That's the rearm hex combo. It does so much. Shiva's great. It's a great farming item. He's going to pop a lot of AoE in a team fight. That's great. But I don't think their team lacks AoE. I think their team lacks reliable stuns. They have Ravage. That's it.
Yeah, it's very true. Maybe it'll be the Prophet who works for Site Device, but if Goblin's going to get it, he's a longer way to go. Only 1900 gold on him. It makes sense. I agree with you. The way Darius playing this, it doesn't seem like they want to take too many fights when Ravage isn't up. But when Ravage is up, it seems like it's enough to win them the fights right now. So I don't know. Shiva's kind of fits into that style. You know, you stall the game a little bit better with the Shivas. You have better push power. And then you have some AoE to combo up with the Ravage. Ensure you win those big fights. It's never a bad item on Tinker, especially against the Lycan and a Bounty Hunter. Again, physical right-click DPS. Shiva's helps with that. But Site Device does give you more lockdown. And here we go, smoke bottom lane. They want Kebab Shackle. Not going to lash. Wind Run to follow up. The Sprout as well. Look how much of an investment to kill Kebab. And when you're up against the Lycan, you invest this much on one side of the map. He pushes the other side. The Wolves already summoned. The Necro 3 as well. He's looking for a tier 2. They're looking for a tier 1. They're going to TP back. And actually, with only 2, mTw is forced out. Instead, mTw is going to go bottom. A lane swap here for both teams. A gentleman's agreement. We'll TP top, you TP bottom, and now the chase on the mag. Just kidding, says fckingmad. He's going to back off.
Speaking of Cypher Vice, synderen has his. It's been a day of Cypher Vice, rushing it early, getting it late. Just shows you the versatility of item and why this item is never really bad. synderen gets it early, and again, if he finds some key heroes like the Shrek, like the Prophet, especially like the Tanker, that's going to be big payoff. And as a hero with a 6-second cooldown on the blink, you can always find the opening for it.
Absolutely, man. So what are we looking at as far as the overall... I feel like I have no handle on this game as far as who's in better position to win. We've seen games like this before where it's the team that just you cannot push against them, or at least it feels that way with the Prophet, the Tinker, not to mention the anti-push from the Shrek and the Windrunner who have some good spam of their own. But then you have those ridiculously strong tanks, the big pushing powers and the Lycan, and to a lesser extent the supporting cast. Everyone's a decent pusher when you got Hal on your side, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So I don't know. I mean, we have an advantage. Technically, it's mTw. A 5k gold lead, I feel pretty meaningless at this point. Bigger experience lead, but really, how many levels does that translate into? A decent amount. I guess the main thing is Tinker's not 16 yet. Overall, do you give anyone a big edge, or do you think both teams are pretty even at this point?
I feel like mTw has the immediate advantage. They're a little bit stronger in terms of team fight. Sure, they're up against a Ravage, but the Scythe, the item difference is really pulling apart right now. But there's 4 intelligence hero on the Darius squad, and you know, if a game goes late, it can be 4 Scythe of Ice, and it's really, really the game-changing item in my opinion. If you get 1, it's good enough. Like what synderen has for his team, that's good enough. But if you get 4 or 3, it's just unbeatable.
And especially like. A Tinker.
Yeah,
especially Tinker getting it.
Yeah, it's just unbeatable.
They're just not, these tier 2s are not being damaged. That's the other thing, is every time they get the lane pushed in, they get it right to about here in the top lane, here in the middle lane, here in the bottom lane. And then in comes Tinker, in comes the Prophet ult. And Aghanim Scepter is really the perfect item when you have Tinker, because now you just have an extra little bit of magical damage to all the lanes. There's no pushing in on this. If you do, you have to really commit to it. No pipe on this team yet. No pipe and no mech.
Yeah.
And this is a dead giveaway that mTw have no intention of pushing. If they did, they absolutely would need those items, or they would need multiple BKBs. They're only going for 1 on the Lycan. In fact, fckingmad just picked his up pretty recently. But they don't have anything beyond that. synderen working towards his, but he's a way off.
Yeah, with the assumption that mTw is not going for any kind of immediate fights, any immediate pushes, not getting a BKB, despite being a very powerful item here, is actually very good because BKB as an item, it's very effective the moment you pick it up, and then it scales downwards in terms of effectiveness. So maybe mTw could save it later as a a second or third tier 4 item they're picking up. For now, they just want to get those key items like the Scythe of Ice. Now Lycan has pretty much got what he needs. He's gonna go back to the BKB. And it's going to be a big force in the team fight. Look for him in the next team fight. He is going to be unkillable.
Oh, bottom lane, G almost going to be assassinated by synderen. Not enough, though. The ult expended, blinks away, will survive. Prophet not going to TP in. Speaking of that Prophet, he has gone for a blade mail on Prophet. Not that tanky yet. You never see this. I mean absolutely never. Maybe late game up against a really strong physical carry if he's got a ton of other HP items. But this is a very early blade mail. It's not bad against Lycan if you get it off at the right time, but very strange item selection from this Prophet.
I'm gonna add to that for a reason you never see it on Nature's Prophet. This is a hero that could rise very, very well. Blade mail, it's cool on certain heroes. Perhaps you get it on support because they can't get anything else. I don't think Prophet has that problem. In fact, I feel like it's a waste of inventory. It might be good right now, but if this game goes ultra late, man, you're gonna kick yourself in the foot when you sell it.
There's already a BKB on fckingmad, which will block that blade mail damage, so he doesn't care about it anyway. And he's got some lifesteal to help compensate for it. Yeah, I don't know. This is bizarre. It is late for the players. Maybe they just want to try something different. I feel like everyone's a little bit on autopilot right now. Both teams are being a little bit sloppy. Is there a gem picked up? Oh, Mag charges in. Burrow strike on 2. fckingmad with the BKB. Ravage is used, but will not affect fckingmad. Where's that damn epicenter? There you go. Huge. Effie comes out. G taking a lot of damage. 4 step away. fckingmad needs a couple crits. Not able to find a single one. This guy better never play Lone Druid. And sockshka getting taken down now, though. And artstyle might be the last in line, the last to fall. Who needs that wolf ultimate form when you've got funzii with the track? Artstyle getting caught out. He does have the Ghost Scepter. Nice split earth there. The buyback from Prophet. synderen drops low. mTw. Picture perfect kiting. And fckingmad the ult 4 seconds away because did I mention he's already up past 16? He is. Blade mail pop. Cute little play there. But Goblin is in a lot of trouble. Tinkerbell back as well, I believe. Or maybe he just survived and came back in. Either way, G joins the fight. Doesn't actually find anyone. Goblin lives, but you can see the real power of that blade mail doing absolutely nothing for him in that fight.
The real power blade mail doing absolutely nothing. That's one way to call it. You gotta keep in mind that was a lot of kills going towards a Radiant, a lot of track kills to be exact, because funzii is doing a lot of work at this point. He's going for a, I hope that's not a Sanjin Yasha. I mean, it's a good item, but there's game for Sanjin Yasha and there's a game for BKB, and I do imagine that is a BKB build. But for now, he's doing a lot for his team. The Traco bonus, if I look at the go chart, it's finally edging upwards past a 5,000 point. A Skull Basher being picked up here by the Lycanthrope. He wants more lockdown, and he's gonna get more lockdown.
It seems like whenever Lycan gets that Abyssal Blade, that's where things get really hard for the enemy team, especially with the BKB, which they have no answer for. There's no way to deal with that except a really timely sight device before anything goes off, but there is no sight device. There's only a Shivas, there's a Prophet, who is a... Are you serious, Goblin? He's got a Vitality booster. This is a new way to play Prophet. Let me leave it at that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of AoE damage on the Radiant side. The Sand King almost killed himself with the Blade Mail popping. Back in the mid lane, though. They really want to kill artstyle. Artstyle is going to get bashed up. He's stunned, and now the chase goes the other way. Blink Scythe. No, it's on cooldown right now, but the MS being provided. Oh, Goblin is backing out for now. Huge Sonic Wave just for the damage out so far. Sock, he's looking for the blink. He only finds one, but it's an important one. Oh, Funnick's gonna go down as well. He dies so fast before the track even hits. There's a shackle shot onto 2, but will that be enough? Pops a BKB and just will run out in human form. Kebab's gonna die for now, and now mTw on full retreat.
That Tidehunter died 3 seconds before Ravage cooled down. You can see it's available now. It was available almost immediately after death. Huge epicenter by sockshka! Oh my goodness! That Blade Mail popped almost immediately. Does not matter. 1, 2, 3. Was that actually 4? I think that was 3 right there. Just immediately assassinated, wiped off the face of the earth. Lycan is here, which means a free Roshan. fckingmad getting very close to that Abyssal Blade. Also going to have himself an Aegis if he wants to take it. But no, it's synderen who does, and I kind of like it because fckingmad is not being focused now. He cannot be killed. They cannot stand against him. With this Aegis, synderen can be aggressive as well. Synderen has a BKB up, double BKB, and you asked the question earlier, what will Dare do against BKBs? And I think the answer is probably get owned, because there's really nothing they can do right now.
Nothing. They could survive and get their 4 Scythe of Ice, but I think mTw has another thing to say about that. About 25 seconds for Blademail Prophet to be back, which doesn't mean anything in the next team fight. Ravage being used such early, and I do believe that means that there's going to be no Ravage when the rest of his team is going to be back. They murdered that TIE Hunter, and here we go. The focus now will go on the Rex. funzii in position, applying the track on everybody. fckingmad's going to get a lot of attack speed. Burrow Strike going to get cast for that, but he can't break it because G is back. Tinker forcing everybody away with Shiva's guard. They win a big fight, but they just can't get the racks.
They do win a big fight, but Ravage is down. So if you're mTw, you reset, you reload, you heal up, you get the lanes pushed out, and then you go straight back down mid. They still have the Aegis up on Queen of Pain, BKB on synderen. All mTw really needs to do is make a quick fountain trip, and I think they can just end the game. I really don't see how Dare defend a second time around. Plus, there's no glyph right now. And oh, by the way, if they don't already have enough BKBs, another one for sockshka. Great item selection for mTw, and the lack of a Hex on the Tinker or the Prophet right now, it's really hurting them because there's no way to start the fight for them. Maybe a shackle shot, but even if it's perfect, it's just not enough. It's not enough to find the kills. Then once the shackle wears off, the BKBs get popped, the counter initiation comes in, and then it's pretty much Dare just running for their lives, and if they run for their lives this time, that means racks are gonna fall.
I love it. I think mTw getting the perfect item choice possible. I talked about the BKB. When they didn't get it right in the beginning, I was like, what are they actually going for? They're going for that timing push. Like I mentioned, BKB, very, very powerful as you pick it up and decreasing uselessness. But now they pick it up. It is a time to actually just go at this point. Kebap runs into the marching machine. He's going to go down. Meanwhile, synderen, he pops the BKB, right-clicking people away. Not going to be actually doing too much, unfortunately.
Really floppy fight. They should have just popped the BKBs and
go racks.
But they go for kills, they get nothing, and now they have to back off again, during which time Ravage will cool down. Big mistake from mTw. They're still ahead, they're still in a commanding lead, and probably will go on to win this game. It is a 14,000 gold lead, as well as a 25k experience lead, but that is very sloppy play. Really overextending for kills. It's been a long day, maybe we're seeing the fatigue affect them. All they have to do is get the racks, especially with an Abyssal Blade on Lycan. He can pretty much solo it during his BKB duration.
I'm telling you, man, Godblick is going to set a new trend. It's going to be a Blademail heart build, and he is going to out-tank everybody.
Well, he's got the vitality booster. That's you know, Scythe of Ice gives you some HP too. I think it's strange, but you know, I'm not the professional player. I'm not the one playing for money. Maybe there's something he knows that I don't. I think Prophet offers you so much more. Even if it was a damage item, I think it would be a better option, to be perfectly frank. Because he's still running away, Blademail or not, Vitality Booster or not, and the ult's not going to cool down really fast. He's using it once in the fight. Prophet doesn't do much. I mean, you summon Treants, maybe an extra time. That's not going to do anything. mTw cleared them out immediately, but we've talked that item selection to death. I mean, let me add a little bit more. Let me add a little bit more.
Blademail does pure damage, and BKB blocks that. And, oh, there's 4 on the Radiant team. Alright, I'm done.
Well, they also have farmed their way to 4 BKBs, which, you know, if you can farm 4 BKBs in any game, you're probably in a commanding position.
And looks like the command position from synderen going right in for Godblick. He's not going to get the kill because he's got the Blademail and the Vit Booster. Am I right? Oh, never mind.
fckingmad as well as synderen, they're going to clean that one up, but the Rubik was the player who made the difference. That's Kebap.
Yep.
And now it's time to all 5 top. No Prophet, no pesky Blademail to worry about. In they go. Howl onto all the heroes. A little bit early from fckingmad, but they still should be able to work down this tower. The glyph cooling down. Ravage has been available, but we've seen in the last couple fights, Ravage just doesn't do that much, to be perfectly honest. If the BKBs are there, the Ravage is useless.
Yep. And meanwhile, it looks like it's going to be a tower trade, at least attempt for a trade. G working on the bot lane, but his creeps not going to push as quickly as mTw's creeps. Smoke on the back line here for the support. And here we go. No Cypher Vice here, but the big Sonic Wave, the Ravages use a BB are a little bit late, but looks like Kebab seals the Ravage. Yes, no, that's just an Anchor Smash. Aegis is already used, but the chase just goes the other way. All the BKB are pop, and there's nothing that Derek could do about it. BKB Prophet TP's in, or excuse me, Blame Out Prophet TP's in, and he's dead. And now Mac's gonna go down as well. Look at these BKB durations, they're still on buyback, or excuse me, G back on the line, but mTw's not going to back off, right? They're going to keep pushing, right?
G, there's no way he's solo defending this, but he's certainly playing like he can. He is a G after all. They actually go for top. I think rotate mid would have been a little easier, but they're going to get both. Looks like 2 lanes of Rex, maybe 3. This has got to be the game going the way of mTw. How could they possibly not win right now? It's got to be over, man. And if it's over, this concludes an amazing day of preliminary action as G gets sized up. This time, mTw, they will focus the rack. Synderen may take a fall, force that in. G wants more. He wants a couple extra kills, but in comes funzii, looking to turn it around. Look at the damage from this lycanthrope. Oh, man. Opa Lycan. Holy crap.
I think it does not have the same effect, but it's all good as we do see the blue Necrobo getting popped, artstyle losing a big chunk of HP, but at the very least defending that melee racks on the mid lane. But right now, if Derek couldn't do it 15 minutes ago, I don't think they could do it right now. They are nowhere close to those Cypher Vice I talked about. Mag has nothing. Leshrac has nothing. Tinker has Ultimate Orb, but he really needs about 1,000 more gold. And, of course, there is that Prophet. Oh boy.
Oh, Lycan held in place. No more Quelling Blade for him at this point. Shackle Shot, latching him to his own creep. You can't lifesteal if you're running for your life, and he will take a fall. 600 gold into the pockets. The piggy bank of Derek. There is buyback on the Lycan if he needs to use it. Honestly, I'd say you just buy back now, but he's going to hold on to it. The cooldown, if you use it now, then you can't buy back later if you need to do so. So probably the right play. 2 lanes of racks secured, although they didn't actually get the melee mid. I think you just said that, and I'm just repeating you, because it's been a very long day. But yeah, only 1 lane of melee racks, but 1 more push, and they should have easily 2, if not 3. Sandkin respawns, 4k gold in the bank for him. This track gold, man, they are getting so rich. Blade Mail, BKB, Yasha up on an off-lane bounty hunter. Those are some big items. Even Kebap, the Blink Dagger, the Arcane Boots, the Vitality Booster. And then, you know, forget about the Lycan and the other heroes will be getting more farm. The Queen of Pain as well. They are all filthy rich. It's mess. Was there a Blade Mail treaty or something? Everybody's getting it. Synderen's got one as well.
Well, I mean, I feel once you get the BKB, it becomes a little bit better because you actually can tank and you do have spells that damage and you do have items that does stuff. Add into Blade Mail into Vid Boosters, different story.
It's pretty nice against Leshrac as well. Although
it really is.
It's Tanker as well, who might take a lot of damage with the March. So, Mass Blade Mail, a decent way to try and punish him. This is something new from mTw, but, you know, the more I think about it, the more it could be a great way to try and punish Tinker. The more damage you do with March, the more damage that goes back to you through the Blade Mail.
It really is a drag on your inventory. It's a drag on gold. That's a 2k gold. That isn't a 4-staff. That isn't a gold scepter or a mech if you don't have it. I'm not too sure. One thing I am sure about right now is that this game we'll have more Blade Mail purchase than the rest of TI2 games combined. I'm calling it right here.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, man, is it possible for a game to have more Blade Mail purchases than this one?
Or any Blade Mail purchases?
Oh, it's an MKB for effing mad. Look at his plus damage. Plus 295? That's a Divine Rapier right
Without
there.
how.
Without how. Oh,
yeah.
My goodness.
Oh, man.
Who needs Rapier when you have Lycan?
And nobody's running away, right? Because he does have that Abyssal Blade, at least for the 2-second stun, which will go through BKB. mTw looking to finish this game right now. I think they could honestly just smoke into the base and take a fight from the top lane and just win that. But
that's what they want to do. Bounty Hunter leading the charge. funzii spotted out. They know he's here. They have a gem. Blink in. Or see not blinking. Burrow Strike Epicenter is going to hit him too. Queen of Pain over the top. Mag running for his life. Everybody is dead. They are going to get wiped here. If they don't get wiped, they're losing that mid-rex for sure. Unless mTw dive the fountain. This might be a mistake. There's your Ravage. G will take a fall. G will take a fall. G does take a fall. Then the Tidehunter. Goblin as well. Dare is fighting for their lives here, but really their lives are all but forfeit. Goblin and G, the last two standing. G and G to the end. Can they hold against this 5-man onslaught? Actually a 4-man as the Sandcade took a fall. with a Lycan, with 3 heroes dead, they should easily get mega creeps and probably the game. Dare needs to get some rest, man. This is, there's no way. There's just no way you come back from this.
Well, I mean, they're playing for all the marbles here. Why call it a GG if there's a 0.1% chance for victory? They're playing it. And
well,
I mean,
because
why not?
you have 6 more games tomorrow, you know, where you have a much better chance of winning. I don't know. I'm not actually saying they should GG, but you know, they are wearing themselves out. This is a long, grueling game.
Yeah, it is.
Long. Kind of a frustrating way. At least if it were me, I'd be frustrated to end the night like this, beating my head against the brick wall that is this Lycan, that is the 4 BKBs. And oh, by the way, an Aegis and a Cheese. I think Kebap's gonna take both, because I don't think fckingmad has room for anything. Nope, the team comes in. funzii's gonna pick up the Cheese. Sanji Yasha completed on him. Synderen the Aegis, and 3.7k gold. Is he just, that's just a casual Lycan ult to run bottom and farm.
He needs an AMS, man. He really needs an AMS. But right now, there is a 20,000 goal lead. 30,000 experience lead. I have never seen numbers this big. Look at Lycan's net worth. Look at that bar. Oh my god.
His bar is bigger than the entire enemy team's
combined.
I believe he is actually worth, I mean, not quite.
Close to it. Close.
They have bought back so many freaking times this game. I mean, he's not actually worth more than them, but it feels like it, man. He's doing so much more as well.
There's a heart and profit.
Well, he's still running for his life every time. He's just like it, you know?
Oh man, mTw.
He could stack the hearts. He's still running for his life, and I think even if the BKB is down, he's still running for his life.
Oh man. Well, if BKB is down, he can turn that blade mail on and do something. Oh, Shackle Shot will hit onto funzii. What does a blade mail turn on right now? Artstyle is gonna get windsued up, and synderen doing big work. So is that epicenter, and now multiple BKB. Everybody's glowing in golden. And oh, synderen is gonna go down. I believe the right clicks, but he does have the Aegis of Immortal. G is popping his Shivas. Max gonna get picked off here. fckingmad doing the work. Goblik's gonna be soon to follow. Oh no, barely survives that one. But at this point here, that Rax fully exposed and it's gonna get right click down.
Oh man, finally they're gonna do it. mTw get the mega creeps. Boy, did Dare make them work for it. They put them through their paces, but mTw were up for the task. They had the stamina. Goblin TP's in. Heart or no heart. Blade Mail or no Blade Mail. Once this wears off, he will take a fall, or maybe he'll run away. Sockshka, not actually hasted, but looks like it with the track. Goblin so low, in comes a wild funzii. One more right click, gets the kill. G, still defending. Come on, G. How are you still defending? I can't believe he's doing it. 1v4, he's hanging on. Burrow strike in. G, man mode. Time to pull out your inner Dendy and get something done here. Nope, not able to do so. fckingmad gets the mega creep with the help of Synderen. Too much right click damage. mTw overwhelmed Dare finally. And Dare GG when they're basically you know, if they had a house now, they're looking at one tiny quarter of the room left, and they are still defending. G is still in the thick of things, doing what he can. Finally, the man is dead. I got to admire his stamina and his persistence this game, but just not enough. Too much right click from mTw in the end.
Well, I mean, when Dare tonight is gonna go to drink vodka with PGG, Dare could say there was no regret in that last game. We played as hard as we can. We played to the bitter end. No regrets. Pound Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem indeed. More importantly, pound Dota 2 TI. Go on Twitter right now. Tell everyone how amazing the games were. Tell the world about Dota 2. A lot of people don't know about this game. They think League of Legends is the best game in the world, and man, I gotta say, after these games, I think anybody who doesn't think Dota 2 is the best game in the world is completely insane. I am LD, he is Luminous. Together we are David and David of dotacommentaries.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter if you enjoy our cast. Twitter.com/LDdota. Twitter.com/Luminous Inverse. More importantly, perhaps, support the teams. Buy the in-game pennants if you want to do so. You can win some cool items and show your support for them. Give them a little bit of emotional boost, which I'm sure they would love to have. But that's going to do it for today's cast. mTw versus Dare. That's it for today. We are done, Lumi. It has been an epic marathon.